So I've had a conversation recently where someone was like, I don't subscribe to this whole do what you're passionate about thing. Like, where are the profits?
Yeah.
And I feel like you kind of just tapped into this where, you don't want to do anything that doesn't make you feel good, even though it could make you profitable. How do you all feel about going towards what's profitable versus what you're passionate about? And do you think you have to choose?
So I feel like I'm passionate about swimming, right? I'm really passionate about it. I love to swim. I like to swim in the ocean. I like jumping in with the sharks and swimming with like the little animals and stuff. I'm really passionate about that. And also, I'm not about to try and make money off of it. Like, it'll take away the joy for me. When I said I want you to assign how something makes you feel, the reason I want you to assign it is because however the journey feels, that's how the destination will feel. If you are miserable building the business, if you are miserable creating the products and the services, if you are miserable doing that, when you achieve the 6 figures and the 7 figures and the 8 figures, because why stop there at the 9 figures and you sell it and you do all the things and you get VC funding and all the other things, you're gonna feel like shit. It is not going to feel good. So yes, you can be passionate about something and still decide that as passionate as I am, this is not the avenue that I should go into, because it does not make sense. It does not feel good to my nervous system, and I won't be able to make money and feel good about the money that I'm making because I don't like it. And then two, understand people don't just buy products and services, they buy solutions. What solution are you providing for them? I bought shoes because I needed something cute to wear with my outfit. You might not understand, or you might be like, oh, but that's a vanity solution. It don't matter. It's a solution. So if you focus and decide, okay, I'm passionate about this, and this also solves a problem, and this makes me feel good, for me, that's the lane I'm going in.
I hope they wrote down. Did y'all write down what she said? She gave a whole little class. Okay. Donnie?
I'm a little different.
Okay. We like different.
Yeah, I'm a little, so it's not that I'm different, it's just a and. It's a ... right? So what I do every single day, I'm incredibly passionate about. I have, since I was a very little girl, been passionate about helping people live life by their own design, right? I was that kid in middle school who used to see those commercials on TV from the children from third world countries, and I'd ask my mom, like, look, put all the allowance on her. I need to sponsor this kid because I want to help their lives be better. So I am incredibly passionate about that. And my passion at one point didn't serve me financially at all. I was just doing these things for free and I didn't make any money. However, once I figured out how to monetize my passion, it became like a dream. I literally lived my dream come true, right? On the flip side of that, there are passive income streams that I am also a part of that I have absolutely no passion for. I just need to believe in the brand, I need to believe in the numbers, and I need to believe in the people who I'm investing in, that they can actually accomplish the goal. I have no passion for it. I might not even know anything about it, right? I need you to know about it. And I need you to convince me that you know so much about it that this serves people well, produces value, and is profitable. So for me, not everybody is lucky enough to find a passion that they can monetize. The same way, even though we're all purposed, everybody isn't lucky enough to actually discover what that purpose is in their lifetime. So if you are blessed and fortunate enough to find your passion and monetize it, you have literally hit the lifestyle jackpot. But if you are sitting on ideas because you're not passionate about it, however, you're skilled, you like it, you could do it, and it's not causing you any mental, emotional stress or trauma, monetize the heck out of that idea. And I promise you, when you start making more money, you're going to go in different environments and you will discover, you will run dead into a passion. Run right into it. I didn't know that I was passionate in this space of helping people build and transform their lives. I had no idea. Because I was so stuck in a space where I was broke and I didn't have access, I didn't have resources, I didn't have options. But once I got involved in different industries and started actually making money, I could breathe a little bit and I could see clearly through the dust and say, hey, I really like this aspect of what I'm doing. How can I apply this in other areas of my life? And that's just, that's my take on it.
I love that too.
No, go ahead.
It's doing what you gotta do to be able to do what you want to do.
That's it right there.
And there is nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's actually smart, because then, like I tell people all the time, and they're like, oh, well, I want to be an entrepreneur, but I'm working corporate. don't get mad at being a business bestie. I love a good business bestie because I'm gonna need to come to you to get a sponsorship for some things that I'm doing. So y'all stay there till I get the sponsorship. But my thing is use the check that they give you every 2 weeks. They are your first investor. Like, don't get mad because you have to work a corporate job. You're like, oh, well, I'm working this corporate job. And you say it with attitude. Who the hell cares? You are getting a check. They are your investor. Take that money, reduce your expenses. If you get your nails done every 2 weeks, take your expenses down to the lowest possible amount. When I knew I was leaving corporate, I taught myself to do my own hair, my own nails, my own toes. Take your expenses down. All that extra money that you would spend on the trips, on the shoes, on the Gucci, on the whatever, take that and put that as, okay, this is my investment fund. Don't call it your rainy day fund because whatever energy you put behind it, you're going to eventually need a rainy day fund. Put that as your this is my investment fund. Don't be mad because you work a corporate job. Get excited. This is an opportunity for me. Everything is about perspective. This is an opportunity that I can build these relationships inside of this corporate organization and entity. I can take the extra money that I'm making, put it in my investment fund, and then I can start building relationships with the people that I need to build those relationships with so I can then turn them into one of my first clients because they already know how I produce.
Yep.
Like,
That's
do
exactly
what you gotta
what
do.
I did.
Yeah.
I leveraged my corporate job that paid me significantly, but it wasn't significant for me. It was significant to them, right? And I had to shift my attitude. I literally, I hated my job, period. I used to roll up so 8 Ball and MJG is my favorite rap duo of all time, okay? I used to pull up to my office, so I managed properties, and our office was inside of a condo building, but our offices were on the first floor. We would keep the patio door open, right, to the executive offices. And I promise you, I would pull up to my office every single day because they would always piss me off. The day before, I pull up playing that song, Don't Make Me Kill No Motherfucking Body in Here. I'ma shoot 3 shots. Somebody done made me hot. That's how I arrived at work.
You still know the song.
I know the
verbatim.
song. First of all, I still feel that energy you're talking about when you put energy behind something. That's the energy that stays behind it. Like every time I hear that song, I see that staff, and I am raging and ready to go. One day, my developer, who is essentially my CEO, he lands his helicopter on the roof. Him and his son, he's coming to meet with me. I requested a meeting because my immediate boss wouldn't allow me to be off for my daughter's 5th grade graduation. So I called him like, I'm selling all of these properties. I'm your #1 producer. I'm the only producer. He comes in and he lands on the roof. Him, his son, his dog get out of this helicopter.
My dog.
They come into the office and he's like, sure, Donni, you can have whatever day off you want to have off. I've got some good news and some bad news for you. This is when the recession hit, right? This is back at that time that the recession hit. And I essentially worked so hard for a company that laid me off the moment that things looked shaky for them. The next job that I got, I decided to approach it differently. So I was struggling. I went from making 6 figures on that job to the recession hitting. I lost my house, I lost my cars. I was practically homeless, went to live with my mom, and I had to figure it out. I went from making 6 figures to a job making $11 an hour, right? I decided with a friend of mine that we would open a clothing store. Don't know how we're gonna do it. Now, $11 an hour? My mom allowed me, thankfully, she allowed me to only be responsible for me and my daughter's food. Everything else was covered, okay? I would later find out that everything else was covered because she was in the process of foreclosing too, and there were no bills, right? There was no mortgage. However, everything was covered, and so I would take this $11 an hour. Me and my friend made a list of all the things that we needed for this boutique. And I would say, okay, I've got $30 extra this check. We can get hangers. We can do this. And we did this until my garage became full of inventory. Yep. We understood that we would never be able to start a boutique here in Atlanta with the money that we had access to. So we started to look in some prime markets, some subprime markets. And we literally closed our eyes, put our options on the map and was like, okay, Macon, Georgia, that's where it was. Rent was $600. We ordered all the inventory we could off of eBay. We sold out of everything the very first day. We had all these people coming in from Atlanta to drive up to Macon, which is about an hour away, to support the boutique that next day. Girl, we had to go to TJ Maxx, Marshall's, Ross, buy everything that was on clearance that looked good, and like retag all of this stuff to sell the next day. I'm talking about do what you have. That wasn't a passion. It was do what you have to do until you can do what you want to do. At the same time, I had a job, Koereyelle, and I realized that that job was my investor for my business that I want. It didn't look good. It wasn't the check for $100,000 that I wanted, but every $300 check that I got, I was able to flip into inventory that I could purchase and make $3,000 off of that. So we have to start changing the conversation that we're having in our heads and with other people. You don't hate going to your job. You don't dread going to your job. You're getting prepared every Sunday night to go and spend a week with your investor.